Okay, so today what we're going to show how to do is change the batteries in a Babyliss Pro FX669 shaver. My wife bought this shaver about 10 years ago, and the batteries have gone kaput in it. They don't hold a charge anymore, and even if you put the plug in the back of it, it will not run. So the problem with Babyliss with this model is they do not support it anymore, and you can't get replacement batteries from Babyliss for it or get instructions on how to replace the battery. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. This shaver was about $210 when I bought it new. Replacement batteries for it, what we're going to use today, it's a Panasonic 210 milliamp hour nickel metal hydride battery. That's NiMH. It has to be nickel metal hydride because that's what the charging system on this unit uses. If you put lithium batteries in here, you run the risk of it literally exploding and catching fire and doing all kinds of bad stuff. So make sure they're nickel metal hydride batteries. To take it apart, we're going to start out by taking the blades off. I'm going to remove these two screws that take the end of the shaver off. So I'm using just a small Phillips screwdriver. Take these two out, set them in a safe place, and then the whole front just pops off. I'm going to set this off to the side. Next thing you want to do is get this ring off. This is your adjuster. So if you turn this all the way to the left, so it's all the way down, push up slightly, you'll see a small groove right here. All you do is pull upwards on that groove slightly and then push forward on the ring, and it pops off. Now the only thing you got left is there's a screw in the back and a screw right here. So you take these two screws out, and I have to use a slightly smaller screwdriver to get at this one because my other one is too big to fit down the hole. I prefer the bigger one though, just because it grabs the screw better. Let's just get this screw out of here. Yeah, we could leave it in for right now, it's completely loose. And I take the one off the back. So this has got a clip on it. It kind of sticks, so I usually just use a little flathead screwdriver and kind of go in here and pop it off. Now, all you got to do to separate this is kind of pull it open, and you'll see it'll kind of stick. So right about in this area, there's a clip that you need to push in. I'm going to turn it slightly, and you can push in on the clip if you know right where it is. Now the whole thing will come apart, and that screw popped out. So here are your two batteries, and these have like a weird, I'm going to pop these out. You might have to get a screwdriver underneath them to kind of get them out of the, you have to kind of pry them out of the battery holder because they've got like a pin on the end that makes them stick in there. Like so. So these are the original batteries that Babyliss put in there, and these are just nickel metal hydride batteries. They're just 1000 milliamp nickel metal hydrides, but then they ultrasonically weld the little tab on the end of them, and that tab fits inside these little grooves in here. Obviously, these batteries are not available. These were custom made by Babyliss. So, in order to get new batteries for it, you have to modify the battery holder just slightly. And all I do is I just take these tabs and just bend them forward just slightly here. So we got about 1/8 of an inch of spring to them on both sides. Like so, and like so. Now this one actually had a little bit of corrosion on it too. The battery actually started to leak, so you might want to just scrape that off. Now when you reinsert the batteries, the orientation is very important. So I'm going to take two of these batteries out. So you have plus and minus on the battery. The plus on both batteries has to be facing towards the back of the shaver. So if you notice, the plus is always the one that's got the little tab, and then the minus is the flat. So I'm going to put the plus in on this side, and it's facing towards the back, and I'm going to do the same thing with the second battery as well, facing towards the back. And at this point, you got to kind of be careful. This whole battery pack can actually like pop out, so you want to make sure these things are aligned, and the battery pack has a switch on the back of it. If I pull it out of here, which I'll do, and I'll show you, there is a switch right here. This lines up with this little tab for your main switch. So this center tab right here has to be lined up with this hole or this groove in the center of this one when you install this battery. So I'm going to put this back in, and I'm going to carefully watch it as I do it to make sure that it's lining up with that tab, and I push it down. Now that it's down, you take these two wires. These have to be on the inside of these little tabs. If they're on the outside, you won't be able to get the lid closed on it. So I'm going to take a screwdriver and just sort of push them down in there so that they're out of the way. And I'm going to put my batteries back in. And now if your batteries do have a charge, you could actually test it right now, which it runs. So now it's just a matter of putting it back together. So this piece, you got to be careful, make sure it stays in there when you flip this. But you just lock it back in and kind of pull it tight, and it'll clip tight up against the housing again. Then you put your back plate back on. Make sure it's oriented right, like so, and that should clip down. And then reinsert your screws. Like so. Reinsert this screw. And put your beauty ring back on. Now if you look on the inside of your adjustment ring, there is like a spiral shaped groove, and here is that notch that you had to pull up on to get it off originally. You need to line that, you need to turn your shaver upside down. If I push this in and out, that makes my little tabs move. Push this all the way back, and you take your alignment ring, bring it this way, and align that notch with that little tab. Put it on, and then just pull it tight, and now your alignment ring should work. And you just reinsert the back of this, put in your two screws, and my magnet's not holding very good. There we go. And we insert the second screw, and we put the blades back on, and we're done. And it's fully functional again. Now, that is one way to save $200 on a shaver. The rest of the shaver is in great shape, and I actually had just put new blades on it before the battery died. This pack of 8 batteries is $15 on Amazon. So you pay $15 and spend 10 minutes taking your shaver apart, or you just spend $210 and get another shaver. So I hope that you guys are happy with this video and it helps somebody out. Thank you.